Embark on a journey of discovery with George, the passionate plant whisperer who traded his engineering blueprints for a life surrounded by nature's beauty.
Most gardeners will die and they'll never see his plant.
Join George and Garden Ventures on Lunar Lifestyle TV as he ventures into breathtaking gardens, uncovers hidden gems, and shares his expert insights on plants, landscaping, and more. Come along for the journey and let George's infectious enthusiasm inspire you to nurture your own green thumb and grow your love for gardening.
Hello and welcome to What's Popping on Lunar Lifestyle TV on your Top Star channel 105, and also streaming live on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel Lunar Lifestyle TV, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and Lunar Lifestyle TV ZM on YouTube. Don't be a gatekeeper of good content. Recommend Lunar Lifestyle TV to your friends so that they can also get to know what's happening in Zambia and around the world, because we are the home of pop culture, giving you everything that you need to know in the entertainment circles. Now, when you see me seated like this, you know that it's about to go down, because we are going to have a very interesting conversation with someone who is in the fashion industry. So we're talking everything to do with modeling, everything to do with fashion shows, pageantries, and everything. And remember, Zambia performed really well last year as far as pageants are concerned, and this year we're looking forward to a very productive and successful year, at least more crowns from the queens, and definitely people showing up dressed better at events. And that is what we'll be talking about today, because himself has been a trendsetter as far as fashion and everything involved in the industry is concerned, especially on the Copper Belt. This is the pioneer or the founder of the Ndola Fashion Week, as well as Broadway Models. That is an agency that looks after models in Ndola and the entire Copper Belt, I believe. In case you don't know what I'm talking about Kunda, and the surname is Mushinki. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah. Close enough.
Close. How was it?
It's Mushinki.
Mushinki.
Yes, it's Mushinki. It's similar to Musinji in Kaonde, because I'm Kaonde, so it's Mushinki.
Oh, you are the people with no tribal cousins.
We do have tribal cousins.
Who are your tribal cousins?
The Lundas.
The Lundas.
Yes.
So when I work for them, like some powder.
Well, if you have a chief, you. But I'm Bemba also, so I'm a mixture. Kaonde Bemba.
But Kumbwa
from my mother's side. Not that the Kumbwa. It's not that I'm one of the culprits actually. I attack the Easterners with our morning. So I'm actually on the hunting ground. They're looking for me.
Which side of you is Bemba from your mom's
side? Mom's side.
Oh, okay.
It's funny to say that I'm more close to mom's side as compared to my dad's side. So I consider myself as a Bemba person, full time. I'm just Mushinki by surname because I don't even know how to greet in Kaonde.
Okay. Interesting.
Enough, right?
Interesting. But let's get to dive into you before we got into what you're doing and everything else that you've achieved so far. Yeah. But let's get to understand who is Kunda, how was your upbringing, and everything that he's in the past, just to brief us so that we get to know and understand what made you be where you are now.
Oh yeah. Well, I define myself using my names. My full name is Yield Kunda Mushinki. So when I introduce myself as Yield to you, just not about to get down. It's a professional aspect. It's business. Yield is a fashion pioneer, fashion enthusiast, person with modeling background, somebody who's running a modeling agency, someone who's running the Ndola Fashion Week. So Yield is in that circle, a professional entity. Like other people call me a corporate junkie because I don't necessarily dress like the corporate people who are supposed to have a necktie, a suit on and stuff like that. On a Monday when you're going for a meeting, on a briefing, I'll style myself up and just show up as a human being because I love fashion. Anything to do with fashion, I'll show up. Now, when you talk of Kunda is like the name suggests, it's a Bemba name, culture. I'm culture rooted. I'm more of a full-time Zambian person who's outgoing, who's daring, somebody who's just no boundaries. That's Kunda, is as opposed to Yield. So I'm sort of a poker face person. You meet the Yield on set, you meet the Kunda in the street, and then you'll be like, okay, yeah, these are two different individuals. So yeah, that's basically about me. Currently working for a GF-funded project under Ministry of Health in Kasama, though you are seeing me in Ndola. So yeah, I have two homes. I am working from Kasama, but time to time I move back home for refreshment, relaxation, and just to see top buildings because we are in the rural part of Zambia where we don't get to experience a lot of benefits. But it's slowly growing and it's getting there. So I think that's basically about me.
Okay, so most of your life is about in relation to fashion and things.
To fashion, I think that's mostly my lifestyle. I'm a full-time fashion critic somehow, and I'm the health advocate, because I'm working in the health department. So I'm mostly about living a positive life and living healthy and just dress good and show up, looking, refreshed and looking good. That's basically me.
I hope you're not judging my outfit, but
I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to just have my time, have my moment. I think it's about me, not me judging. But I'll have a section where a segment rather. I'll have my day or my time when I'll be judging. I think that will be. Am I allowed to talk about it?
Okay, we'll get to it. For now, we're just trying to understand.
That's where I'm going to judge you.
Yeah. We're still trying to understand Kunda. Now, where did the fashion come in? When did you start having interest in fashion? Okay,
so my mother used to be a very, 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 very stylish woman in the community. I think then, Ndola is closer to Congo. And then, when those 6 meters thing came in, women will always style themselves up and they'll have those huge head wraps and, stuff like that. So she will always stand out in the community. She will always have this sense of fashion or style that was just unique and different. And I think it kind of rubbed off on me because I think I was a mama's boy then, per se. Am I ashamed to talk about it now? Because but even though I didn't have enough time with my mother, but the little time I spent with her, I looked at her closet most of the time. I looked at how she would style herself up, going for Chilanga weddings, anything like that, and she would always stand out. So I think that rubbed off on me as well to a point where there will be something happening at school, variety show, careers day, anything like that, and my family will put pieces for me where I'll just show up fashionably, prepared, making a statement, and people will be like, oh, you look good, you look what? So growing up, it started going to a point where I would style myself up in a way that I can't even know that I'm looking different from the rest of my peers at that time. So people started asking me to say, are you a model? Are you a what? Are you what? And then I actually never knew what a model was, what the word it meant, because for me, I would relate the word model to a role model, but I said, are you a model? Like, of course I'm a role model. So I never understood until somewhere around grade 10 when I moved to Lusaka, because I did my high school in Lusaka. That's where now everything changed. I would be walking to school and people would ask me, say, okay, excuse me, have you ever thought of doing modeling? And I got, no. Have you ever thought of doing this? I'm like, no. So whenever there will be Miss Charleston at school, I'll be in forefront watching, you know, judging, helping out the ladies. Like, I feel like for this category, you look good when you do it. So I realized that everyone I was giving pointers to, they would do better and it will go a long way. Until when I was in grade 12, I met a certain gentleman by the name of Mikle, and he was like, I kind of like the way you put your pieces together. And I met Mikle through my friend's uncle, Uncle John. He was I don't know if he's still around or something, but he was somebody who was fashion updated, having a background where he once stayed abroad. So when he came to Zambia, he was always on point. You know, when he's going for a meeting, you know, you have these briefcases, he will be all styled up and stuff like that. So I'll be like, I want to dress like that as well. So I would put pieces together here and there until I was like, okay, cool, it's high time you try modeling. And I got, no, I can't. How do you do it? So somebody told me, like, no, you can watch clips online, you can see this and that. So he would mentor me here and there until I did my first fashion show, which I realized people really liked my work, and people would be like, you're really good for this, you should keep trying this. So from there, it went as far as I would always style myself differently. Even at school, we had a uniform, of course. I was taught I'm supposed to have a necktie, Jay-Z on, and stuff like that. But I would put my uniform in a most unique way to a point where I'd be like, this guy is very clean, he's well put together and stuff like that. So it went on until I started doing modeling. Went to college. We did that here and there until I was in my when I went to do my advanced certificate. I started doing now full-time modeling in Osaka, where I worked with likes of Bonadi, the Faye Designs. I think I saw on one of the episodes on Luna TV. I worked with them, and I did that for some time. It went on until it just became part of me. Though it came with consequences per se, because
I was about to dive into that, because a man being in modeling,
exactly,
there are always conversation of homosexuality,
exactly,
and all that.
So it came with a lot of consequences. You know, growing up in Osaka, there's that what we call rather toxic masculinity amongst our peers, where you're expected to behave a certain way or do things a certain way, and then moreover, if you dress differently from your fellow peers, because you know, then that's when sagging came in. So it's like, as a gentleman, as a young man, supposed to have your pants below your, you know, and stuff like that, showing your boxers, walk a certain way and stuff like that, bounce. And then, you know, that our clique, because then we used to have these groups where we call ourselves the CCTV boys, whatever from your area. And then for us in New Avon, we also had like a clique. We used to go skating, you know, bicycle riding and stuff like that, you know, all kinds of things.
What was it called?
We used to go CCTV boys. I'm not going to tell you what the C and C stand for, but just know the CCTV boys.
Is it TV friendly?
It's not TV friendly. Okay. So yeah, so we went on like that. So now when I majored into modeling, most of my friends, the one I used to hang out with, because you know, we'd go by Avon the complex, we're just skating, you know, being boys. But when I started modeling, my friend would come and say like, you would join it, you know, that kind of comments. So I'd be like, why are you doing Shamanakashi? But with time, my young sister was my biggest support system, actually, surprisingly, as compared to my mother. My mother would just tell me point blank, say, Shamanakashi, we have to tackle. I don't want you to be doing this thing. But when I did my first show, actually, that's when I think that changed his mindset. Because I did my first show, he was like, oh, this is good for you, because I did, I think when you go through my Facebook page, you see this look where I look like Mark II. By then, people used to call me Mark II because I was really dark. I'm still dark, by the way. But I was dark then. You know, because we never knew boom and water. But now we know how to make ourselves more like that. So, yeah, I did the shoot at Sunglasses Zone and wore this Tenge suit on stage. So when you saw that on Facebook, because it went viral at a particular time, because you know, that's when I was going my social media accounts. You know, then when you post something, all our peers will be on that post. So most of my friends liked it, but the resident one, my neighbor from my hood, they always question like, boy, now if you're not but when I did that first show, it changed everything. Some of my friends are supporting me here and there, my cousins, of course, Uncle John, the one I mentioned, was really a fan. And he told me, like, you know, I like what you've done, I like these things, so keep it up, keep pushing. We kept pushing, started doing other shows in Osaka, here and there, but I zoned that out, my friends, because now I met a new circle of friends through modeling. People that understood. So I like, okay, these are my friends. I hang out with these people, people like Joshua, people like Teta, Vanderman. You know, though many people, Tintin, the famous Chris Christine in Osaka. So we form like a clique for models. If there's any audition or anything going on, we'll contact each other, we'll post in a WhatsApp group or anything like that. Guys, this is happening, let's go through. We'll go there in full numbers, we'll show up, we'll audition, we'll get picked, and then we'll go through and do until the actual event. So that went on until, people questioned it, people started laughing at me, people called me names, people said what's it, but I stayed rooted, and I would say this is part of my career, my journey for me to get to where I want to be. And then I'm glad I never listened to people. I never took criticism as something that should bring me down. I used that as the ladder to go to the top, to a point where I opened up my modeling agency through that. So when I posted anything to do with modeling, people would actually comment to say, no, we've seen your profile says you're from Ndola, when are you coming to the Copper Belt, when are you bringing fashion to the Copper Belt and stuff like that. The funny thing is how they were using it, fashion instead of when are you bringing modeling to the Copper Belt. But it was there because I think there was a lady in Ndola by the name of Imelda who used to do Miss Copper Belt Face of Sunny film somewhere there at that period. But I think it was not that pronounced until I came to the Copper Belt, and then I worked with when I came to Copper Belt, we started a first modeling agency. We did our first audition at Ndola Swimming Pool, where we had a very poor turnout. So
that's how you started Broadway models.
Yes.
But before we go into that, we're still talking about you. We want to know about you. So now tell us about your achievements as a model. Did you win any competition? Did you participate in any competition?
So basically, I wasn't a pageant model. I was a runway model, high fashion model. So basically, my go-to was editorial modeling as well as runway modeling. Those are the ones I did.
Explain it like you explained to a grandmother in the village. If you're my
editorial modeling is where you are hired to shoot, to take pictures only. There's no movement, just posing for the camera and stuff like that. In designer outfits, or maybe it could be a brand that you're promoting. Could it be, for example, Glamview has me say, we want you to advertise a gym, so meaning I have to do either a video or just photos posing in the gym or posing anywhere.
So that's editorial.
Yeah.
So the ones we see in magazines.
That those are editorial. Okay. Modeling. Yeah. There's also commercial. I tried commercial, but I realized that I stammer sometimes, so I can't really speak and I speak fast. So I can't really promote a brand. I can promote a brand, trust me, when I'm more relaxed like I am today. I can promote a brand, but sometimes the nerve, takes the best of me. What your point where I would speak way too fast, and then people won't really pay attention to what I'm saying. So I said no, runway and editorial for me, no other thing. Pageantry, I thought I could give it a try, but by then, in our days, it was never there. It was just miss. There was no mister.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think if it was then that time, maybe I would have given it a try. But now, there are those that I've been seeing now, like Ms. Supra coming in, Mr. Zambia coming in.
Now we have Mr. Cosmo
coming in and stuff like that. If I was of age, I think I would give it a try, but I think I'm over the age. I'm above that. So now I'm just more focused on just managing and helping other people reach their goal. So, but my achievement, not my personal achievement, I think my achievement are those where I've worked with models that have actually gone global. Which I'm actually proud of myself, and models who have won titles currently in Zambia and they're still reigning with those titles, and those are things that I can say I'm really, really proud of myself.
Okay, so you talked of you having the nerves get the best of you, and you speak so fast, but what calms you down? Like you said, like today you're calm, so what calms you down?
Because the reason why I'm calm today is because I think I've been thinking a lot about what I'm doing currently. I think that the next conversation will be about that. So I think that's why I'm saying that I think that's what's giving me strength to sit here, even though you can see I'm somehow fidgeting. I keep moving the chair here and there. So I think I've just found a common ground where I've just done the division and rule. So I'm trying to divide the whole thingy and just rule myself. So that
take a book
no, take a book. There's no like course. There's what we call divide and rule that helps you to pick something that will give you strength. So I think that's what I've done.
What's giving you strength?
The fact that I'm on Luna. Because the fact that I'm live on I'm on Luna TV.
That's coming,
it's coming for me because I was just checking my weekly engagement on my social platform and I realized that you are topping with 337 engagement from my page. So that's, for me, that's a plus. So why be shy? Why be nervous when you are on a platform that's engaging with your platform? You understand?
Yeah. So you've heard, you need to be on Luna Lifestyle TV for you to be as calm as Kunda is.
Exactly.
So now we're going to go on a short break, and after the break, we are going to continue talking about now your establishment of Broadway models as well as Ndola Fashion Week and everything that you're doing, and also we'll play a little game around fashion. So hope that you're ready for it, and hope that you stay tuned for that because it's going to be an interesting conversation after this short commercial.
All right.
From sweating it out in the gym to savoring the perfect post-workout meal, get ready to transform your health with nutrition and fitness, the ultimate guide to strength, endurance, and balanced living. Hosted by a passionate fitness and food enthusiast, Lusa.
I am here to guide you on different measures and steps you can take to become the healthiest version of yourself through your exercise and through your nutrition.
She takes you through workouts for all fitness levels, from beginners to professionals. Whether you're mastering push-ups, deadlifts, or high-energy cardio, each episode is packed with tips to help you train smarter and reach your goals.
So once you position yourself, your back should be straight as always.
Nutrition and fitness is your trusted companion for a healthier, stronger you.
Welcome to a world where fashion meets creativity and every look tells a story.
We're bringing it.
I love everything.
Patinator, whatever you want to call it.
And I love the ones with themes that make women come out and dress up in one color.
We highlight the most striking outfits from Socialites, and our panelists choose the most outstanding look of the day.
Let's see this outfit.
Behind every great outfit is a visionary designer. In Tailored to Fit, we shine a light on local designers and tailors who are shaping the fashion industry.
You need to panel the dress. You need to cut it in pieces.
Are you ready to elevate your style? Fashion Masterpiece, redefining fashion one look at a time.
Welcome back. You're still watching What's Popping on Luna Lifestyle TV on your Top Star Decoder. We are on channel 105, streaming live on our Facebook page, Luna Lifestyle TV ZM, and YouTube as well as TikTok, Luna Lifestyle TV, and YouTube as you add the ZM to make it Luna Lifestyle TV ZM. And I'm your good buddy Semiwe, a friend that always makes sure that you are in the loop with what's happening as far as entertainment is concerned, because on this show we talk about everything social media trends, celebrity gossip, and entertainment news, and we get to have sit downs and having that great conversation with the people that you know or you are supposed to know, and finding out what they're doing and what they're up to and what to look forward to. Today we're talking everything fashion and everything that falls under that particular bracket of fashion, and I'm joined by Kunda, who is the director for Ndola Fashion Week as well as Broadway model and Broadway model Zambia. And it's a very interesting conversation so far. If you missed it, well, don't worry, you can still catch up as we get to have our content on YouTube. But in case you're just joining us, let us know where you're watching from in the comment section, and if you have any questions for him, you can drop them in the comment section and we will definitely get to have that conversation going. Now Kunda, before the break you were telling us about your upbringing, what inspired you to start modeling and the entire fashion thing. Now you have Broadway models and Ndola Fashion Week, two big brands on the copper belt and definitely growing on the national stage. How did they come about?
So I think I gave you a background on how Broadway came about. I think Broadway came about after the whole social media fuss and commotion about when are you coming to the Copper Belt, when are you coming to the Copper Belt. So I sat down with my friends in Osaka, Toby. We used to call him the giraffe because he was the tallest model among us as well. He's from Ghana. So I told him about my vision, and he supported me. He was like, no, why not name it Platinum Shine Events, where you can have events. Oh, by the way, I'm into events planning as well as a little bit of hosting. So it was like, why not call it Platinum Shine Events as well as model management? But I was like, no, I want to go global, I want to go broad, I want to do something big. So I was like, why not call it Broadway Models? By then, just called Broadway Models. It was like, okay, I like the thing. So we did the registration. Parker, we had put Broadway, Platinum, the other one I've forgotten. We submitted, but luckily they chose Broadway, and the thing came out. And we started in Osaka. We did our first audition in Osaka at Pounds Church, where we had a good turnout of models, and I'm proud to say that out of the models that turned out, most of them are now permanent models in Osaka. They're still modeling, they're still doing fine, and some of them I'm seeing they are international, which is good. After that, I did my first ever fashion show in Osaka, and we called it Designer Remix Fashion Show. So that show, we planned it in, if it's not 2 months, it's a month and some weeks. And surprisingly, it had a very good turnout. We had about over 150 guests, and we had fashion designers, and it sold out. And from there, I was talking about that. I think you should do this more often. You should start hosting fashion shows and stuff like that. But my heart was always at home. And I got in Osaka, we have so many events. What about Copper Belt? So when I came to the Copper Belt, I pitched in the idea with my friends. The friend here, Robert Luptak, is now going back to his country, Slovakia. He was a white guy. So when I told him about my idea, I was like, cool, interesting. But he shared the idea with somebody else. And then that person also went ahead and started their own event. So like, okay, fine. Since I'm still in Osaka, let's just work.
What event did the other person start?
Am I allowed to mention it?
Yes, you're allowed to mention it.
So when that idea was pitched to that person, they did an event called Coppola Fashion Show.
Okay.
Yes, so it's the Coppola Fashion Show. And then, I was young then. I was not really established. I was not established financially, but I was okay in my field because I was still doing modeling. I was doing my things. I was able to travel here and there, stuff like that. But I was like, fine, cool. So we went on board. We did a fashion show. Of course, I met incredible people, the likes of Melba, Miss Universe, worked together, Mitch, Zamba Sweetheart, and many other. So we worked together. That show passed. I worked for them as well. The second edition, I think I also worked for them, but I was like, no. I'm a brand. I should not be working under somebody's shadow. So it's like, why not start up a fashion show in Ndola?
Ichu.
So when I said that, I tried to do a fashion show. By then, no, when I tried to do a fashion show, I did a masquerade fashion show. Luckily, I have a very good friend. She used to run a Divas Lounge. I think you heard of there's a Divas Lounge in Ndola then. So we used to that place as a venue for rehearsals as well as a fashion show. We was like a mini fashion show there. It went well. Like, cool. People came through. It's not just for free. Like, for now, I just do an open show where I don't need to charge or anything like that because I'm trying to grow my platform, stuff like that. And then I said, like, no. With all this expertise, all this experience I have, and all this engagement I'm getting, because I'm able to speak to people, pitching my idea, and people will like it. So why not utilize my ability? So it's like, cool. I sat down with my team. I was like, cool. I want to come up with a brand called the Ndola Fashion Week. Initially, it was supposed to run for 3 days, but now we went for a day. The first event we did, we promoted it. We had audition. We pitched the idea to Savoy Hotel and other brands in the Copper Belt. Savoy Hotel liked the idea, gave us a venue for auditions and rehearsals. So we meet from there as well as Divaland here and there just to promote the event. Our first audition attracted a lot of models in the Copper Belt, and I was like, finally, this is what I wanted. So, you know, I had people coming from Luansha, Mufudila, Kalulushi, Ndola, Lusaka, auditioning for the fashion show in Ndola. So we auditioned, we started, I formed the team. Of course, my best friend Raymond was our finance personnel, Dominga was on board, and other people. So we did that, we started planning, and then the D-Day came through. It was at Kunzubo, the meter day thingy. The place was too small for the first event because it had people like Trade Kings coming on board. Many companies came on board, even though they were not financially funding us, but they were offering us a service. And that's one thing I've noticed about brands and companies. They don't sponsor. So most of my events, and let me just say all my events, I fund them myself. Other people just come on board and offer a service. It's just now that we are able to have companies like Glamview coming on board and say we'll pay for your venue, Signature say we'll pay for your sound system, Udon Corner say we'll help you with deco, we'll pay for your deco. Now that's when people are coming on board because I think they've seen how big we've grown, how we've grown in the past, in the last 5 years. So the first event we did that, it was a success, and I was like, finally, this is what I wanted. So we went on and we did the second one, third edition. Though the fourth edition didn't go as planned because I think we were laid back then because I think I was just too occupied with my personal happenings. So we didn't do well for with the fourth edition. Last year we didn't have. Last year was supposed to be the fifth edition, but we didn't host any. But this year now we're having a fifth edition, and we're calling Legacy in Style because I feel we've established ourselves, we've built a legacy, and we've done the groundbreaking so far in the Copper Belt because we are having models coming from the Copper Belt going to audition in Osaka, and they're making it to the top 10 to top 5, and they're getting there. Why? Because of the roots, the foundation that we've built in the Copper Belt. We may not necessarily work with them, but because of our groundbreaking, I think we've paved way for so many young models to go to Lusaka and audition because, you know, Lusaka is a highly competitive market. Not everyone will go there, you make it, because, you know, when they do an open call in Osaka, you have 100+ models going for audition. Now, you who's coming from the Copper Belt with no experience, no exposure, how are you going to make it? But with our groundbreaking, we have models who are now contesting at a national level, you know, continent level, as well as global. Yeah, so that's something we are saying we're proud of.
I must say, well done for that. You're really doing a great job. Yeah,
thank you very much.
Yeah, I've been working with you on the production and the entire road, and we've seen the effort that Broadway Models and Ndola Fashion Week is putting in. But now there's the bigger picture, the nation. A lot of models that are doing so well.
Yeah.
Last year we saw the likes of Namakau, we saw the likes of Kunda, we saw Faith
as well,
who is my personal favorite. And my crush.
Oh yeah. You have to say that on TV. I think I'll connect you to Faith. Yeah? You should have a conversation.
Yeah, but looking at how pageantry has grown in Zambia, especially last year, and how the entire modeling world has grown, what do you make of it now? What do you think we are doing right, and what do you think we now need to do better this year?
Okay, let me say this first. I think kudos to Alice and the team. You know, when we started our journey as well, I think at some point, because of Melba, I've got a very good relationship with Melba, to a point where I can pick up my phone and be like, oh, hi, hello, how are you, and stuff like that. So the time they were in Ndola for the scouting, there's something they were scouting for. They're looking for models. So they were in Ndola for a week. So that week we kind of hung out like 3-4 times, and they also posted my event on Alice's personal page. I think because of I think Bubu Fashion Police helped out to reach out to Alice and stuff like that. Because we also tried to work with we still work with Bubu here and there. We're able to, because he's one of my good friends. Yeah, stuff like that. So what I can say, Alice is doing exceptionally well. Alice and her team, they are doing well, because this is one thing that we were fighting for, something that we want Zambia to do. You know, she's going off flat out to make sure that these boys and girls are put on the map, on the scale. So Zambia is doing well, but the only thing we are lacking, and that we need to do better, I think, is sponsorship. Because, you know, we have these talented individuals who can represent Zambia, who can do better, but due to lack of support, fund, I think that's something that we are not doing well. And then also just unity amongst models and us model managers to just sit down and say, if I have models in the corporate that I'm working with, does not mean there should be enemies models in Osaka, Kitwe, or any other town. I think they should need to come together, work together with, because we have one common goal to represent Zambia and put our map there. But if there's division among us, then it's not going to work for us. So I would say the industry is doing well, but it can do better if we unite and work together. And from last performance, I think they did well. They performed really well. But the disappointing part is that there are other pageants that we don't mention more, don't talk about, but they're also doing fine. Like Miss Cham. There's also Miss
Tourism.
Miss Tourism, Miss Intercontinental. Let me make mention. Miss Intercontinental, the one went to Miss Continental, Miss Intercontinental rather, is from Kitwe, and we once worked with her, Chipo Chambula. You know, but she went there, and then people did not really have a voice. They did not give her backup, they did not support her. But you know, that's what I'm talking about. You understand that once a Zambian queen or king leaves the country to represent at on an international scale, I think we need to go flat out like we do for the other models and Alice's management. I think that's the only thing we need to work on, because that's what's killing us. Because if somebody goes international and there's no support, how are you going to make relevance on social media?
All right, Kunda, we are running out of time. There's a lot to say about the industry, but before we leave, we will play a short game. So I'll give you 3 artists, 3 males, and I'll also give you 3 females. Then you have to pick for me one who you think is outstanding. Okay. So the one that shows up, that fashion-wise, the one whose fashion is better than the others. So let's start with the females. I think we should have Mutale Mwanza on the list. We should have Alice Musukwa. We also have Mampi. So these are the queens of fashion in Zambia. Not entirely, but there are others. But from the 3, Mutale Mwanza, we have Alice Musukwa, and we have Mampi. Of the 3, who do you think really kills it regardless of the event, whether it's a day event, it's a night event?
Is that really a question?
Yeah.
Mampi, of course.
Yeah?
Mampi. And I have my reasons. Okay, let me start with Alice. Alice is a powerhouse. She's a beauty queen. She's a model manager. So she understands fashion on a scale that I do understand fashion. So it's also different from Mampi, who's a stylist, who's a designer, and who's also a fashion enthusiast. You understand, right? So she has 3 attributes in one. So she can design, she can style herself, and she understands fashion. Now there's some of us, we understand fashion, but we can't tailor it. You understand? We can't do it. We can't come up with an idea. Okay, come up with an idea, but we can't sort of sketch it to the way I want it to be. I can have an idea about it, but I can't bring it to life like Mampi does it. Okay, so I think that's Mampi.
Mampi the queen?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at the men. Let's look at the men and see who you pick as the king of fashion as far as Zambian dressing up for your events in Zambia is concerned. Actually, there was a funny comment from Kazadi who actually said the next event that he holds, men better show up dressed well, because if not, he will be chasing them.
That's the funny thing about men in Zambia. You know, okay, if I say men or general, because there are other men who can dress, but they are not put on a spotlight. I think when you go on TikTok or Facebook, you come across a lot of content creators who can dress better, but they are not. Okay,
you drop the names, but let's look at Chef 187. We have Chanda Bryan, and we also have Bobby East.
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. Okay, let's see. Okay,
there's Chanda Bryan, there's Chef 187, there is also Bobby East. So the 3.
I don't follow much of Bobby East. I don't follow his fashion sense. I just see him in music video here and there. But between Shefi and Chanda. Okay. I know many people will come for me, but okay. I'll give it for Uno.
Yeah.
I have my reason. Chanda, I think he's exposed, like I said earlier, when he's exposed, he understands how to put pieces together. But Chef is also exposed, he knows how to put pieces together. But I mean, when Chef shows up to an event, he will dress. You understand? He will never disappoint. But Chanda Bryan is always fashionably ready any given point. But I'll give it to Uno for that, because he's never disappointed at any event he shows up.
Okay.
So the reason why I'm giving him is because when he makes an appearance, he will be on point. Chanda Brown is always dressed every day to day lifestyle. You would go to the shop, find him is fashionably ready, prepared, all styled up. But I'm giving it to Shefi because with my understanding of how somebody should appear when they are going for an event, I think that's why. Because most of the events that Shefi has attended, I don't think he has disappointed.
Talking of attending events and showing up, make sure that you watch Fashion Masterpiece. The episode that airs today, they are talking about how to show up at events, and make sure that you follow the rest of the Luna programming, as we have a variety of shows on our YouTube as well as on Top Star Channel 105. It has been a great conversation, Kunda. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I wish we had more time because there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. I just hope people will show up on Sunday at Lowendo Theatre on the 21st of June. We're having the Ndola Fashion Week, Copperbelt's biggest fashion event.
Yes, so you need to show up for that big event. It was gonna be a big event, so if you won't be there, then I don't know what you'll be doing. Till next time, keep on popping and keep on watching A Dose of Reality.